I want to bring in Israeli entrepreneur and co-founder and CEO of AI-powered insurance company LMND that is skyrocketing when it comes to revenues. It's just been such a success lately. Daniel Schreiber joins me now in a Fox Business exclusive from Tel Aviv. Well, Daniel, you've got a whole bunch of employees there. You just heard Jerry's report. There was a huge protest in London that was pro-Palestinian. Nothing wrong with being pro-civilians on either side of this. But, you know, what is your thought when you see empty desks at LMND because many of your employees are going to serve at this moment in the IDF?
Well, certainly the reports that you have been covering, including the one that you just ended a minute ago, are deeply, deeply disturbing. The thought, it really boggles the mind that the response to one of the worst atrocities since the Holocaust, in fact, the worst atrocity for the Jewish people since the Holocaust, is an outpouring of anti-Semitism. And in places that are meant to be liberal and accepting, like university campuses, is really just absolutely startling. So I share your deep concern about a lot of the trends that we've seen in recent days and weeks. Thankfully, within the four walls of LMND, things are actually pretty great. So it is true we have about a quarter of our employees are based in Israel, and some of them have been summoned for military service, as have my own children. But the business has proven incredibly resilient. We are reliant in an unusual degree on automation and AI and bots. 98% of our policies are sold without human intervention. 98% of our claims are handled initially without human intervention. And indeed, 3/4 of our staff are not in Israel. And the quarter who are proving themselves incredibly resilient. So the performance of the business is a ray of light, of sunshine, because it's really been up and to the right across all of our key metrics.
Well, let's talk about some of them. Your revenue grew 55% year over year in the latest quarter. Granted, still small, 114.5 million, but you've got unbelievable moves here on so many levels. Your gross loss ratio improved by 11 percentage points. That's got to make shareholders happy. It's been a choppy picture, though, for the stock. I know the stock often, in many of these cases, especially early in a company's life, they're choppy, they're messy. But how do you get the investor story out there that this is for real, that you are disrupting the insurance industry?
I do think that our latest results announced last quarter have given investors who follow us a sense of confidence that the plan is coming together, that the story that we've told with great conviction for some time about how technology can over time lower loss ratios while automation, again, technology can drive down expenses, is now visible across our key performance indicators. So you see, yes, a large jump in revenue, a great decline in losses, not only loss ratio declining 11%, but our operating expenses declining 11%. And when the top line shoots up and the losses contract, you see some beautiful things happening. So our gross profit climbed by 170%. And indeed, the stock did respond well, up about 40% since announcing those results. So I hope that investors will increasingly see this thesis play out, because insurance, being a business that is rooted in dominion over statistics and numbers, lends itself to the kind of technological platforms that we have with their tremendous data advantage. And then the AI overlay on top of that, and we are really an AI native company, has such promise. And I think you're beginning to see that promise play out.
Yep. And already, MarketWatch, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention this. MarketWatch just did a survey. LMND came out on top for best renters insurance. You beat State Farm, you beat Nationwide, you beat Allstate, some of the biggest names. So it's definitely a stock story we love to look at and follow. And we'll be talking to you again soon, Daniel. Thank you.